Hi Flosstube, it's Kippy, the academic stitcher. I have not made a video in such a long time, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who left me messages on Instagram, sent me private messages just saying, we hope you're okay, we miss your videos, when are you going to make another video? That means a lot. Thank you for checking. Yes, everything is good. And I have just been so swamped with work and such. I normally, summer is the craziest time for me, which I know for a lot of people summer is kind of their kickback time, but I do a lot of traveling for work in the summer, and so that's kept me very, very busy. And every time that I would think, oh, I need to make a video, and then I would tell myself, I just need to finish this little piece first or get this done first because I want to show this. And it's been a long time. So thank you for sticking around. And I do want to do better. I want to make videos more often. I hate to commit to anything specific, but I'm hoping for something like once a month. I think that will be very much more doable for me. So, but again, thank you. Thank you for checking and thank you for your kindness. This community is so amazing, and I'm very, very blessed to be a member of this wonderful online stitching and quilting community. So let's talk about some of the things that I have finished in the last little bit. The first thing I want to show you came from this, oops, sorry about the glare, this Blackbird Designs stocking book. I actually did this one right here. And I did this before, of course we all know that Barb passed away a couple of weeks ago, and my prayers and sympathies to her family, to Alma, and such a wonderful friendship it seems like that they had, and losing a friend like that is very, very difficult, and I just pray that they'll have peace and comfort. And I never have been able to meet either Barb or Alma, and so I've been listening to everyone's tributes to her, and those that have met her just went on and on about how kind she was and how enthusiastic for stitching and encouraging and all, and it's wonderful to know that she was such a kind person. So this actually I finished quite a while back, but there's my stocking finish. I started working on the stockings because Brenda, Sampler Stitcher from Brenda and the Serial Starter on Instagram, showed a long time ago, she showed all of her stockings. And I think she showed them again on her video, or their video from yesterday. And I just love these. And so I've got it finished on the back. I think this is Minnick and Simpson. So there's my little stocking. I did not use the called for floss. I don't remember what floss I used. I put a picture of this on Instagram though quite a while back, and I put my my color conversion on there if you're interested in that. Okay, so the next thing that I finished was by Plum Street, A Gentleman's Daughter. I'm a huge Jane Austen fan. And so this is one of two. I also have the Caroline Bingley quote, but this one I have finished. Oh, and by the way, since I saw you last, long time ago, I've gotten into making my own project bags, so I've really enjoyed doing that. And here is my Gentleman's Daughter. So I used the Call for floss, and the fabric is Rit dyed Monaco, which I dyed. I really enjoy dyeing my own fabric. I do buy some of the dyed fabrics, but I enjoy doing my own. I'm also stitching less and less on 28 count. I really like 36 and 40 count. I did not think I would be saying that, but I really do enjoy it. Once I got used to working on 40 count, for a while it was really hard to see, but now I'm pretty much used to it. As long as I've got my readers on, not a problem. So I've been dyeing some things, and I think I have a few other things I've dyed that I'll show you. But that's just something I enjoy doing. I feel like it kind of personalizes my my project. So, oh, let's see, finishes. I also have another Blackbird finish, Lady Liberty. I did not do the top of the drum. I only did the sides. I might do the top later, just by itself. But here is my finish. Just turn it around a little bit so you guys can see. I did this on the same plaid fabric. This is 32 count Lugana plaid. I got it from Fat Quarter Shop. I believe the original color was gray, and then I coffee tea dyed it. So it's not quite as plaid. It's much more subtle. So I found some old fabric. I believe this is Debbie Mum fabric from like the 80s or 90s. But I found that and I really liked it, so I put that on top. And I followed Vanna's tutorial on how to make a drum, and I'm really pleased with the way it came out. It's the first time I've tried doing that, and it worked really well. So it took me a while. I had to order the I forget what it's called, the twisty thing. Help me. You guys are probably saying it's called the cording maker. There we go. And it took a while to come in, but anyway, I'm very happy with that. I need to get some pins that kind of are Americana-ish to go on there. But so, Lady Liberty by Blackbird. And the last thing that I have finished, and this is by, sorry, I should have taken it out of the plastic, Red, White, and Bloom by Country Cottage Needleworks. Finished this one, and I didn't get it fully finished. So, yeah, I just got busy, and I got it finished in time for the 4th, but I did not get it fully finished, so that will have to wait. The only change that I made was in the scroll work here. I changed this to a light blue. I don't remember. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, I put my color conversions on Instagram, and I think Chelsea from Priscilla and Chelsea did that. She's the first one I saw that did that, and I really liked that, so that the scroll work is visible, but it doesn't jump out at you the way it does with the dark brown. So really happy with the way that one turned out. Oh, and I did have one other, or I guess 2 other finishes. Wow. All right. So I have been a little bit busy, not to mention my quilting, which I won't talk about this time, because I know some stitchers don't want to hear about all the quilting stuff. But I haven't fully finished, but I did finish Long May She Wave. There we go. By Priscilla and Chelsea. The only change that I made was in the truck, the color of the truck. I changed to poblano pepper rather than the light blue that it was. I don't know. I've seen those old green trucks, and I just thought that might break up all of the blue. And by the way, blue is my favorite color, so it's not that I don't like blue. I just thought I would do it a little bit of something different to make it my own. I also, a couple of other changes I made, not really hugely significant. I flipped the flag here so that the blue field was on the left side. And I also took off, there was a white stripe here. And since our flag has red on the top and the bottom, I couldn't change the big flag. There was too much there. But on this one, I just took that white stripe off the top. So, but if you did it with the white stripe on yours, that's okay, because you get to do it because it's yours. All right. So, finished that. And then one other finish that I have, again, not fully finished, another Blackbird, Pink Hill Manor, Anniversaries of the Heart, number 4. I am doing mine all as one piece. So, okay. There is my, okay, now you can see it. All right, there we go. Pink Hill Manor. And on all of mine, I'll show you the whole thing so that you can see. On all of mine, I'm waiting until a little bit later to do all the personalization because I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. I think I know what I want to put on there. Or what information. I just haven't decided to actually do it. I am using all the called for floss except on this one, and I'll do it going forward on all of them. The floss that is called for, where the light green is chamomile. And all the chamomile that I find is much more brown, more of a goldish brown. And when you look at the chart, that is not goldish brown, that is green. So I tried to do it more like it was on the chart. And the only other change I made was down here in the little leaves right here. It called for Lexington green, and I couldn't find any. I know I have some somewhere. It's probably in a project bag somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So I used 4-leaf clover instead. Lexington green, at least according to the cover of the chart, is kind of has a bluish tone to it. And so compared to what I was already using, 4-leaf clover looked kind of a bluish green. So I used that to finish that one out. So those are all my, a few fully finished, 2 fully finished, and all the rest. The stitching is finished. So I do have quite a few things that I have been working on. And now that I just finished my Anniversaries of the Heart last night, so I don't know if anybody else does this or not, but I will go through a time where I want to stitch something different every night, and then I'll kind of morph into a monogamous stitcher. So I've really been working much more monogamously lately because I, for one reason or another, wanted to get a certain piece finished. The Long May She Wave by Priscilla and Chelsea. I worked on just that one for probably a month just to get that finished. And it's not like I have tons of stitching time. So a month might have equaled maybe 10 or 12 hours actual stitching time. But So I'm not going back and forth a lot like I sometimes do. I also split my time with quilting. So although lately I've not been doing as much quilting as I have been stitching. I've been stitching more in the evening. So, and usually I will, if I have some afternoon time, like after work, then before dinner I'll probably stitch, and then on the weekend, I'll sew. And then on weekends, I usually spend my entire weekend sewing until the evenings, and then I usually stitch in the evenings. So I could do it other ways, but that works for me. The chart, right? Another chart that I want to get done and that I've really enjoyed working on is Grand Ole Flag Sampler by Chessie and Me. I really do like this one. The little bowl of blueberries, I just loved that. It took forever to stitch it because sorry about that. It's over one. The little blueberry bowl is here. Let me move that. Okay. And I am using the called for silks, which are amazing. This is the first time I have ever stitched with silk floss, and it is freaking awesome. It is so beautiful. I would love to stitch with silk more, but it is expensive. So I chose to do silks with this one because there were very few that were required. Let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9. So, it's a little pricey, but wow, it is so amazing. Well, sorry, there we go again. Let's get that out of the way. But there we go. Grand Ole Flag Sampler by Chessie and Me. And I'm going to get it way up close here so you can see the little blueberry bowl and the cat. All the words are over 1. So there's a lot of stitching in there. And I love this border, the satin stitched border. It's beautiful. And again, the silks just work so well on that. On the birds, all the birds are also over 1. So I'm really close to finishing this. I just need to finish the house, and that's almost it. There are a few little motifs scattered around the tree that I need to finish. So that one is almost finished. And here's one that I want to get finished ASAP because it's time to take down all of my patriotic decor and get my sunflowers out. So this is, let me show you the chart first. Oops, there we go. This chart is Sunflower Inn by Little House Needleworks. I have huge sunflowers in my garden, so I love stitching sunflowers and bees and all. And so and that's coming out super light. In reality, the fabric is darker than that, and the stitching shows up quite a bit better. So maybe if I pull it back, it looks a little darker here. But so this is Sunflower Inn, and I still need the house and the big sunflowers. So there's still quite a bit to do on this. I need to get that finished up though, so I can have it out for the rest of the summer. By the way, this is in, hang on, there we go. This is in a Goose bag. Denise does amazing work, beautiful work. And it's polka dots on the back. Who doesn't love polka dots? One other fall project that I want to get done quickly because fall is going to be here before we know it. Pumpkins for Sale by Lori Holt. I chose to do this on a dark fabric rather than a light fabric just because, I don't know, just because I wanted to. And this is what we have so far. So, and the fabric is darker in real life again than it's showing up on the camera. And I am using at least most of, and I think all of, but I'm not absolutely sure, of the DMC that's called for. This is, I hate to say for sure, but I think it's cobblestone Lugana. I got it from 123 Stitch. And then I over-dyed it. So it's got a lot of modeling on it, and I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. In fact, I liked it so much after I dyed it that I ordered some more of that fabric, so I might use it again for something else. And then the last project that I wanted to show you. All right. So, Quaker Christmas 2 by Bygone Stitches. I set this completely unrealistic goal, as it turned out, to do one motif a week, or one large and two small or something like that last year. Didn't happen. So I'm still working on it, but it'll eventually be there. It will eventually be there. This is on 32 count. I think it was antique white Lugana. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I'll be able to see you guys, so I can kind of see what you see. There we go. And I'm using steamed broccoli and cherry cobbler, Classic Colorworks. The called for was a little more burgundy and blue-green, and I wanted more Christmassy colors. What for me and matched my Christmas decor better. So for me, it needed to be more of a red rather than a burgundy red, and I wanted a green rather than a blue-green. So it'll eventually get there. I love stitching on this one because you feel like you accomplish something every time you finish a motif. There's lots and lots of little victories all the way through. So I just need to pull this one out. And because I've been working so monogamously on Long May She Wave and then on Anniversaries of the Heart, I really haven't pulled this one out in a while. I did dye this one. I Rit dyed this one, so you can really see the modeling on that. Again, I love doing that part. It makes my fabric unique, so it's just something I really do enjoy. The other stuff that I wanted to show you was haul, and let's be honest, it's been a long time since I made a video, so there's a lot of haul, and I'm not going to put you through all of that. I'm just going to show the stuff that either I have that I got the most recently, or the stuff that I just really wanted to show you. So a couple of things, and I've already got the floss for this, is Victoria's Garden by Heartstring Samplery. And there we go. So you can see the chart really well. One of them, I believe, I think this is the antique, and then this is the reproduction. I just love this. I have not done a Heartstring Samplery chart, so at some point I plan on doing this one. We'll see how long it takes, but like I said, I already have the floss. I don't have the fabric picked out yet. I think this one is so adorable. Flag flock. And I have not done the other stacked animal ones. I just think they're cute. They're just not really me. This one just pushed all of my patriotic buttons. I love those sheep. I love the motifs that are on their back. You've got the pineapple for hospitality. You've got the American eagle, and then you've got the basket of cherries or apples, and then the wonderful, huge American flag. Nah, that one's going to get done before next summer. Another, let's see, and that one's by Plum Street. This one is Brenda Gervais, Summer at Cherry Hill. I have gotten a lot of bee charts. I love late summer. The last couple of years, I have loved watching my garden. I planted a lot of things this year that I didn't plant last year. Some of the things that worked really well last year are not working well this year. My tomatoes, I don't know if they're just, I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting a lot of tomatoes. Last year, I had so many tomatoes, I was just giving them away. And this year, I have as many plants, and I'm not getting as many tomatoes. I don't know why. Don't know. But I still enjoy it. And I enjoy being in my garden. And little things are different this year, too. Like, I'm seeing ladybugs everywhere. Last year, I didn't see many ladybugs. I saw so many bees last year. I'm not seeing as many bees this year. So, the difference is from year to year. And by the way, for those of you who garden, I saw a company, and I don't remember the name of it, and I need to find out because I want to do this next year. Did you know you can rent honeybees? This company, and I think they're in the Pacific Northwest somewhere. They send you a hive, and you hang it out. They tell you how to prepare it, and you have this hive of honeybees. And then at the end of the season, they tell you how to pack everything up, and you send it back to them. And in the meantime, hopefully you've had some that go off and maybe create a new hive or whatever. I think that is the most fascinating thing. I want to find out about it next year. If anybody has done that, please let me know because I'm super, super interested in that. So, but anyway, I love bees. I love to see them in my garden. And I needed to plant more flowers this year, I think. And I think Priscilla was talking about how her zinnias keep getting eaten by bunnies. And that was a really funny video when she was first talking about that. But mine are being eaten by not bunnies because they're not being completely eaten. It looks like they're being eaten by caterpillars or something. Only the ones that I planted in the ground. The ones that I planted in pots, those are doing fine. But the ones that are in the ground are getting eaten by bugs of some kind. So that didn't happen last year. Last year, I had so many zinnias. They were everywhere. Everything I planted just went crazy. This year, not so much. So again, and those I really I planned on to have as flowers to attract pollinators, and that has not happened because the ones that have survived still haven't bloomed, even though I planted them quite a while back. So gardening is new every single time, and I'm really enjoying it. And I am not someone who has always gardened. I don't really like outside, although I like it better now. I don't like the heat, and we have had the most mild summer. 80s I think it got to 100 one time way back at the end of May, and then it's been mid and upper 80s most of the summer, which is insane. That is not the way it usually is around here. Last year we had like 30 days over 100, and we've had one day this year, and that was 2 months ago. Today it's in the 80s. Tomorrow's in the 80s. We got 1.25 inches of rain this morning. It has been the oddest summer, but I'm not complaining because it means I don't have to water my grass. Okay, sorry, back on topic. cross stitch. I got August calendar crates. I love the sunflowers, so I'll be doing those. And Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop is doing sunflower September, or September sunflowers in September. I can't remember, but I've got several of Priscilla and Chelsea's charts. A lot of them are PDF. This is the only one that I've got recently that is sunflowers, but I have several of their PDFs, and I plan on stitching that. Here's another bee themed one by Lila Studios. Let's see, what was it called? Miss Bee's Apiary. Love it. I love how, oops, sorry, this side. I love how the bee is huge, and is that a cat or a dog? Looks like a cat. Oh, the cat is really small. Oh, I love the way samplers are they have things like that on them where, some motifs are bigger in relation to others than they are in nature. Just, the way that they're charted or stitched. It's so much fun. I also, here's one. Okay. Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt. I wanted to do this with Kimberly when she had the stitch along, and I was working on Long May She Wave and just never got to it. So I'm still going to do it. What I'm planning on doing is doing it on darker fabric again, and probably more in fall colors. And I've got some other ideas about what I want to do on this one. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens with that one. And I got this one from Hello from Liz Matthews, My Home in the Garden. And again, we've got the little beehive right there. Bee skep. I just love this one. Sorry. And my friend Jennifer, Calculated Stitcher, is doing a stitch along, I think, with this one. So I'm probably going to join them and stitch this one. I know this one is charted with silks, but I'm probably not. Yeah, it's charted with Gloriana. I doubt I will use the silks. I will probably use the DMC. We'll see. One other one is, this one's pretty new, I think. Little House Needleworks October Party. And I love the verse on here. This one, since it's almost all words, should be a pretty quick stitch. The last thing that I wanted to show you, back in maybe the end of May, I had to drive to Dallas for the funeral of a friend. A friend's husband had passed away. And my oldest daughter and I went down for that funeral. And while we were there, we had some shopping that we wanted to do. And of course, one of the places I wanted to go was Stitch Niche in Arlington. Really wonderful stitching store. It's actually the first place that I saw an actual stitched live version of Anniversaries of the Heart, the big one, and it's what prompted me to buy the charts and start doing it myself. So they had this chart. Again, sorry for the crinklies. I'm going to take it out so you don't have to look through the plastic. But this one is called Harriet Randall. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I just saw the picture of this one, I probably would have passed it up. But they had a sample, and they did not have the chart. I had to order the chart from Fibers to Die For out of Canada. But her service was fantastic. It didn't take terribly long to get here. It was a little pricey, but it did come with all of the floss, which is silk, and it is to die for. And so here are the colors. And I wish you could feel this. And the colors, Now that looks a little bit more true. They're much more vibrant. They're not overly bright, but again, if you look at the chart, it looks very, very dull almost. But these colors are beautiful, and I was really, really happy to get this chart. It does come with linen. I don't know that I'm going to use that linen. I think it's either, I think it's 30 count. I'm not sure, but I think I'd rather do it on something smaller. So, but this one, Harriet Randall, Fibers to Die For. And two other things I wanted to show you. For those of you who are Jane Austen fans, I found this on Instagram, not Instagram, on Amazon. And I love doing crosswords, and I love it when my kids, sometimes they come over and we work on crosswords. If you haven't seen this, this is a Jane Austen quote jigsaw puzzle. Got it on Amazon. Thought it was so much fun. Has all my favorite Austen quotes. So, for my fellow Jane Austen lovers, there you go. The last thing I wanted to tell you about was over the weekend, I got to have dinner with Jennifer, the calculated stitcher, and a couple of her kids were there as well. And I've known since I first watched her videos that if we could ever meet up, we would probably be really good friends. And from the moment we met, it was like we had known each other our whole lives. And again, I said at the beginning how wonderful this community is, and I love how it brings people together who really love these crafts. But we talked and laughed and had so much fun, and it was literally like meeting up with a dear old friend. Not old Jennifer, not old age-wise, but like we've been friends forever. And now that she's got another child coming here to Lubbock to go to Texas Tech, I'm hoping we get to see each other more often. But she gave me a gift, and the artistry in this gift, I just want to share with you guys because it is, she is so talented, and sorry for the paper crinkles. But I wanted to show you guys. And if you haven't watched her Flosstube, she also does journals. She makes her own journals. And she made me this one, and just look at this. Okay, see the cute little clamp? And then she put, here we go. With my initial on it. I love it. And now, look at the pages. I told her I am terrible about keeping a journal. I've tried so many times in my life to do it, but because she was so kind and made this for me, I'm going to do my best to do some journaling in here. Just look at that. Look how much fun that is. So if you have not watched her video on how she makes journals, I'll put a link to her Flosstube homepage in the description here so that you can see it. You can see her stuff, and you can watch her journaling videos. But she also made this. Look at this, and it's a bee, and I love bees. Yeah. And this little pillow, this little pincushion is so wonderful. She did such a beautiful job on it. And this is English paper piecing. All right, and then how she fussy cut the bee so it's in the center. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. And she put some little red pins in here. So see, isn't that wonderful? Show you the back. The fabric is beautiful, and she just did a beautiful job on this. And so I wanted to share my friend Jennifer's talents with you guys and to just say thank you again. Jennifer, it was great meeting you, and I'm looking forward to you being in Lubbock more often so we can get together and maybe do a little shopping, who knows, and a little stitching and all that kind of fun stuff. So um, for those of you who have asked, I did, the last time I was on, I asked for prayers for my daughter who was going through some illness, and she is doing really well. So she's still got a ways to go, but she is doing well. So thank you very much. Thank you for your kindness and your prayers and your concern. And so prayer is powerful. We serve a powerful God. So thank you. Thank you for all of your thoughts and all of your prayers. And I do hope to be back, hopefully once a month or so. I've also thought about doing some quilty too, because Celeste from Celeste Creates and Christy from Crosshatch Quilts, they started doing quilty too, which is so much fun. And for those who aren't interested in the quilting, we can, keep those separate. So if you might think you'd be interested in that, let me know. I don't want to make videos that no one's interested in. So it's fun for me, but it might not be something. So let me know. And thank you again for watching, and thank you for your encouragement. And I hope to see you again sometime in August.